So, what's the best approach to learning to play the guitar? A lot of people might have different opinions on this matter. I want to share mine today. Guitar is a really complex skill to learn. It's really a whole host of skills. And I believe how you approach learning it can make a big difference, because the reality is we only have so much time in our lives, on top of everything else, to try to learn this really complex conglomerate of skills. Now, I wrote about this a few years ago on my blog, an article called The Integrated Approach to Learning Guitar, or something of that order. Get away from me, fly. Don't you hate when flies land on you when you're trying to talk about guitar? Anyway, integrated approach is just a name that I gave it for taking an approach of sort of learning whatever you have to learn while you need to learn it. So in other words, don't start on one thing and just stay with it. Like when I first started training, they gave me like a book, and I learned music theory and a couple of how to read notes on the first 3 frets of each string, and it took several months to do that. And whereas it was a valuable skill, in retrospect, and after being a player for a few years, I realized I feel like it was a waste of my time, sort of, because I don't really use that skill on a day-to-day basis. I do other stuff most of the time, so a more practical use of my time would have been to just do stuff that I actually use, that I actually want to learn, and that would have been more effective. And basically there's a whole bunch of things that you can learn, different skills that you can spend your time practicing, and let's name some of them. Music theory, learning to read sheet music, ear training, physical techniques, which is its whole topic on its own. It has, picking, alternate picking, fretting, doing chords, doing double stops, doing bends. Depending on what style you want to learn, that's going to determine also what skills you'll need to learn. Like if you're trying to learn classical guitar, you're going to need to learn how to pick classical style and do finger picking, and you're going to be practicing different stuff. The way I see it is practice what you need to learn right now. So this is common sense, but I just don't want you to get trapped in the trap that I got stuck in when I first started, which was pretty much where I was learning a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't need to know, and it would have been a better use of my time to just stick with what I was trying to learn. Find a song I like, start learning that riff from that song. What does it require? Oh, I need to learn power chords. Okay, fine. Start to research how to do power chords and learn power chords. What do I need to do with my equipment to get it to sound like that song? These are more practical things. And then, if you really got time on your hands, you can double back and say, well, okay, I know how to do all this stuff. Now I want to learn how to do finger picking. Now I want to learn how to read sheet music. And so you're learning what you need at any given time, and then later on you can decide, what do I need now? And it's when I started to practice this way that I really started to develop a lot quicker into the player that I wanted to be. So go figure, right? Practice doing what you're trying to do. Don't practice other stuff just because it's in a book. Anyway, it's kind of like a rant, but not really, because I'm not mad. But yeah, I would have advanced a lot quicker when I was new if I had taken this approach. But you got to start somewhere. Everything you learn is useful. Everything you practice is not a waste of time. But the fastest way to get to a destination is the straight line. Yeah, the fastest path is a straight line. And the straightest line is to go directly to whatever thing you're trying to do to learn now and go tackle that first. And whether that be learning power chords, whether learning a certain technique, learning how to get your sound to sound a certain way, it might be a music theory concept, it might be learning songwriting, learning how to play by ear, all of these kind of things. So hope that's of some use to you. Thanks for watching. Play the guitar from the heart and have fun with that. I'll see you in the next video where I don't know what it's going to be about, but hopefully be something that will be of help and encouragement to you. I'll see you next time.